What's going on, people? This is Shok. No intro or anything like that in this video because I don't have time for that bullshit. And I'm going to let you guys know right now, this video is going to be a little bit political. I've always tried to avoid politics on my channel because that is not what we come here for. That is not what we want in our video games, so on and so forth. But this particular controversy within of itself is political. Therefore, I have to, of course, get a little political myself in order to address this issue that is currently going on. And it may seem random, of course, it's nothing Nintendo related. Most of my channels, Nintendo related shit and stuff like that. And it's not even the fact that this one thing in particular that is happening with the Mortal Kombat 11 controversy. It's not necessarily that this specifically is just like, just bothering me so tremendously that I have to do a video. It's coming from a place where other things like this have happened and I never spoke on it. So it's been it's like a pent up thing, right? I've been keeping it in. This controversy pops up, this controversy pops up, that controversy pops up. I don't speak on it. I'm like, I keep my peace, I hold it together. But like, this is just the last straw, man. I have to speak on this. So for those of you who don't know what's going on, MK11 is out now. And you guys know, for those of you who have played Mortal Kombat, or if you haven't, Mortal Kombat has an arcade mode like fighting games are supposed to have, Capcom. It has an arcade mode where you go through with each individual character, and each individual character has their own hypothetical story ending, right? That they have that's specific and unique to them. So we have this character in Mortal Kombat named Jax, who is black. At the end of his ending, and I haven't played it myself, but I'm just telling you guys what happened. At the end of his ending, apparently what happens is that he uses the time powers from the enemy you defeat in order to go back in time and prevent the transatlantic slave trade from ever happening. So he just prevents African slavery from happening. The Atlantic slave trade from happening. That's it. And for some reason, this is a controversy. For some reason, this is a problem. For some reason, this is being touted as racism, as political, as some type of fucking agenda. And it makes no fucking sense to me. Now, I know you may be watching this video, dude who I am currently talking to on Facebook. I just want to let you know. I'll be honest, you kind of sparked this video, but I'm not doing this video, because this isn't directed directly towards you. Because before I did this video, I went around to Twitter. I went around, to all the forums, the fighting game websites, the Reddits, all that stuff, because it's not happening in any one isolated place. Metacritic, different review sites and stuff like that. It's in multiple areas, so this isn't, this isn't me making a rant because of one isolated incident of what one idiot said on Reddit. That's not true. This is actually the thing that's going around. I'm not saying it's the majority of the people, but we do have people actually going around saying this. But I have seen individuals either saying it's racism or it's trying to push things such as white guilt. And it's some type of agenda or something like that. The dude ended slavery, and somehow it's a just think about that sentence. Someone ends a horrific event that's happened in real life, and somehow that's a problem. Somehow that is turned into a controversy. And what's crazy is that there's so many other things that have happened in our real world's history that, movies and games have talked before that no one has had an issue with. You know what I mean? We have so many World War II movies, right? Games where they're killing Nazis, they're killing Hitler, and no one has anything to say about those things. Now, with the exception to that is the last Wolfenstein game that came out, but that was kind of a special case. That was more so a lot of people, one, not knowing what Wolfenstein was and not knowing that was what Wolfenstein was always about, but also, two, that game kind of released during a time where in the political climate, a lot of people on the left wing the word Nazi is a buzz term. It still is, right? And people are calling people Nazis left and right. And a lot of times these people are Nazis, but sometimes, it kind of gets thrown around too much. It's like, chill, not everyone's a fucking Nazi because they don't agree with this or that, so on and so forth. But I'm not going to get into all of that. But yeah, we have tons of movies and games where you kill Nazis, you kill Hitler. Not a single time in the history of all this shit have I ever seen anyone ever say that these movie directors or these game developers are trying to push German guilt. Not once. Not once, but, when you get a black character who does something for his people, and yeah, it's a real world event, but it's still something that's happening in a fucking video game, so it's not that serious in the first place, you know what I mean? But, God forbid we have a black character who decides to use his power to do something to benefit his people. When that happens, for some reason that becomes a fucking problem. And this goes back to a Facebook post I made a while back, sometime last year. I wish I could pull it up, but it's really hard to search for a Facebook post and shit like that. Maybe it's easy, maybe they changed something, but last time I tried, it was difficult to find. But I made a Facebook post, I think it was sometime last year, maybe early this year, and I do get political sometimes on my Facebook. I personally don't have a political affiliation myself, but I will, have commentary on the latest happenings and things like that. But the post was basically me saying that I don't understand why people have an issue with things when the issue is specified to a particular type or group of people. So what I mean by that, for instance, let's say, for example, I could say men are treated unjustly in the criminal justice system. I'll say a statement like that. Dudes won't have a problem with that statement. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We do get harsher sentences. We statistically get harsher sentences than women in the justice system. So I said a general, I generalized the group, right? I said, men get treated unfairly in the justice system. No issue. But if I specify it, if I say, black men, whoa, get treated unfairly in the justice system. Holy shit! Stop pushing that agenda. You see what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers kill me with that shit, man. That shit fucking kills me. And the crazy thing is, even if it could be just as statistically true as the general thing that I just said. You see what I'm saying? Men, I could be like, oh, men are treated unfairly. Here's the data. Right on, Shok. Good shit, man. I'm not saying this. I'm not directing this towards people on my Facebook in particular. I'm just giving you guys an example of what I meant by that Facebook post I had made sometime last year. Like, the issue is people don't like shit specified. Now, I don't know why. I'm not here to present the answer why, but I'm here to ask you motherfuckers who have the issue with people specifying issues. I'm asking you guys. You tell me, because I don't fucking know myself. I want you guys to tell me, because I don't get the thought process. I don't get the mindset behind it. Why, if something is specified, suddenly it's an issue. Because the things I've seen people on Facebook say, or on the Reddit with this whole MK11 situation, is that they're saying, why didn't Jax just free everybody? Shao Kahn had slaves of all types of shades, and there's other people in the real world who were also slaves. How come he didn't end that slavery? It's just white guilt. They push. Shut the fuck up! Shut the hell up! You don't hear how fucking stupid you sound. One, it's a fucking video game! It's a video game. It's a fictional fucking character. Y'all acting like a real motherfucker did this in real life. Y'all acting like Barack Obama done fucked up Shao Kahn and used Shao Kahn's powers to do something for black people. which would be ironic for you guys to criticize him for doing in the first place, considering one of you guys' criticisms for Obama is the fact that he didn't do enough for black people in the first place, but I'm not going to get into all that. Anyways, like I was saying, what the fuck was I saying? My dog is in the corner, terrified right now. She's scared shitless. She doesn't know what is going on. She thinks I'm upset at her. You're fine, Ebony. I love you. People are saying the reason why this is an issue is because it is specified. So, for some reason, it's crazy, insane, and asinine that someone in a position of power, and again, don't forget we're talking about a fucking video game character, someone in a position of power is doing something for his people. Why the fuck is that an issue? Now, the funny thing is that, let's say we have one of the characters in Mortal Kombat who's like not a human, let's say Baraka, right? He's Tarkatan, right? If Baraka's ending was Baraka freeing Tarkatans from slavery, that wouldn't be an issue, you see what I'm saying? But like, what's the difference? Like, yes, I understand the difference is, black people are a real thing, and Tarkatans are a fictional, race or whatever. But I still don't see why that would matter, Like, no one would say Baraka's racist, within the Mortal Kombat realm. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it shouldn't function that way in real life either. Like, someone doing something, wanting to specifically, uphold their own, right? Promote their own. Like, if I want to promote, black business, you wouldn't call me like a racist for that. That you would just say that, oh, I'm trying to uplift my community, right? Trying to help out my own community. Like, you wouldn't have a problem with that. You see what I mean? But let me think of another specific example or something like that, right? Let me say let me put it this way. Like, let's say I want to go campaign for prostate cancer. Because let's say he's not, but let's say my father is currently battling prostate cancer. And, my granddad had prostate cancer. And, my grandfather before him had it, and his grandfather, so on and so forth. So, my line, my family, the males just have, a lineage and line, a history of just dealing with prostate cancer. None of you watching this video right now would be like, whoa, Shok. There's tons of other cancers out there. Why don't you campaign for all types of cancers? The same way, why doesn't Jax free all the people? Remember, this is a fucking fictional character who doesn't really fucking exist. But you wouldn't say that. You see what I mean? So why would you apply this to this situation? That would be stupid. You guys don't go out and crash breast cancer awareness rallies and shit like that. You don't go out there and be like, what about all cancers? I'm going to touch on this real briefly. Like I said, despite the fact that this is a semi-political video, I'm not going to try to get too political, but I'm going to say something that, I know a lot of you guys will, be just ready to, say something about it, but I'm going to mention BLN. I'm going to mention Black Lives Matter. Now, let me preface this by saying they haven't done everything right. There's a lot of shit that Black Lives Matter have done that I don't agree with, such as blocking traffic, stuff like that. So let me go ahead and say that. But before they were even officially organized and they started, doing things stuff like that, when it was only a hashtag at first, even on Twitter, right? There was a rebuttal, which is strange to say. Why would there be a rebuttal to saying a Black life matters? Or a white life, or any life for that matter, you know what I'm saying? But it was instantly, before they did anything, it was instantly met with all lives. You see what I'm saying? So it fall, and guys, I don't want you guys to get caught up in the Black Lives Matters. I'm just bringing this up as an example. Please don't be in the comments, talking about it. That's, I don't want that to be a focal point, right? I'm just using this as an analogy, as an example of how, when you specify something, especially when it comes to race, all of a sudden people have an issue with it. You know what I mean? So it's like, no one would have an issue just saying, hey, everyone's life matters. But then if someone says Black Lives Matter, it's like, for some reason, then it becomes an issue. You see what I mean? It's the same shit as this. Why did he end black slavery? Why didn't he end all slavery? But there's so many different things and instances, different avenues in real life of people campaigning against something or, trying to end something, trying to find a cure for something. But we never applied that logic to those different things. But when it comes to people, when it comes to different types of races or religions, all of a sudden we are up in arms when an issue is specified and it doesn't make fucking sense. And humans are fucking stupid and we're fucking retarded. We are. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to use that word. I know you're not supposed to be using that word online in 2019. It's just the word that best describes the human race. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that in a derogatory way to people of special needs. You guys know that's not the context which I said that in, so please don't give me shit for that. It's a shame I even have to put that disclaimer out there. But 2019, man. But anyways, you see what I'm saying? Like, it really is a fucking non-issue. It really is a fucking non-issue. And we have people talking about, and I agree with this statement. Keep politics out of games. I absolutely agree with that. I don't want politics in my games either. Now, if it's just a game where it's not really trying to like draw parallels to real life, like of course you're gonna have some games that like get political, but it's like political within the game type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like characters trying to overthrow, a tyrannical king or something like that. Like that's cool, whatever. You can tell when it's just the story presented in the game, but the writer's not actually trying to say anything about real life. You know what I mean? We can make those distinctions. So like that's fine. But when it's like clearly an agenda or something like that, they're trying to push something, or it's trying to be a real life, a commentary on what's going on in real life. Like, yeah, absolutely. Keep politics out of my games. I agree. But you guys realize you're calling slavery slavery's not politics. Are you stupid? That's like saying murder is you see what I'm saying? Murder is not politics. Slavery isn't politics. Slavery is not something you debate about. That's not something about who's right, who's wrong. Slavery's fucking bad. You see what I'm saying? That's not a political issue. How is Jax ending slavery in Mortal Kombat? Let me make sure I specify that. A fictional character ending slavery in Mortal fucking Kombat. How is that political? How is that political? It's slavery. That's not a political issue. Slavery is bad. Everyone agrees with that. At least in the civilized, modern worlds, here on Earth anyways, Of course, we still got some fucking, just fucking brutish ass countries or just, black market underground, traders or whatever. But, just generally speaking, we all understand, those of us who have an eighth of a heart understand slavery is bad. That's not a political issue. There's no, slavery's not all bad. There's like, it's not a matter of that. It's the same thing as murder. Murder is fucking bad. So it's like, I agree with the statement. Keep politics out of games. But the fact that you guys are even labeling slavery as a political thing boggles my fucking mind. It really does. God, y'all are fucking stupid. Not to mention, supposedly it's political, some social justice warrior type shit that the female characters in this game are clothed. And like the crazy thing is, right, it's like first off, y'all some fucking just nerd. I'm sorry. I know this is like a cliche thing to say. It's some like Chad Dubrow type shit. You guys know I'm not that type of person. But if you're seriously upset that female video game characters are covered up when previously they were in skimpy outfits, you're a fucking loser. I'm sorry. I said it. You're a fucking loser if that upsets you. It's a fighting game. It's a video game. These characters aren't real. You play a fighting game to fuck people up and fight. Who the fuck cares? If you're that concerned over eye candy, there's something wrong with you. For fucking pixels. Go to Pornhub. Why do you guys care about getting hard-ons for pixelated, video game, fictional, not real, can't touch them, low polygon count face characters? It doesn't make sense. And I actually saw people making the argument, oh yeah, like these warriors would really be armored, like these female warriors would really be armored up like that. Actually, yeah. Actually, their outfits before actually made a lot less sense. I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but I just want to throw this in there. It made a lot less sense to be a warrior going to battle with people with like swords and shit and wearing a fucking bikini. That makes way less fucking sense. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that absolutely there's no way maybe they covered these characters up because of social justice warriors, whatever. I'm just saying either way, it makes more sense for them to be clothed this way. And either way, you're a loser for complaining about it anyways. They're fictional characters. It's a video game. Play it. Fuck people up. Rip their heart out. Rip out their eyes. Stab them in the dick. Play the game. Just play the game. And if you want to see some nudity, Pornhub.com, XNXX, RedTube, XHamster, Bang Bros, have at it! Have at it! Look at some real women! You fucking losers! That's it for this video, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Let's go.